doubted that agreement could ever be reached by these 50 countries, differing so much in race, religion, language, and culture. But the differences were all forgotten in one unshakable unity of determination to find a way to end wars.
With those sentiments, U.S. President Harry S. Truman and other leaders from around the world founded the United Nations in 1945. Its purposes: to maintain international peace and security, to develop friendly relations among nations, to help solve global economic and social problems, and to promote human rights. And it's no coincidence that some of these purposes find their roots in Rotary. Nearly 50 Rotarians served as delegates, advisors, and consultants at the historic UN Charter Conference in San Francisco, California. Among those in the official Rotary delegation were Rotary International's 1944-45 President Richard Wells and the chairman of Rotary's Committee on the Post-War World, Luther Hodges. Hodges would later become Rotary's president. Other past presidents in the Rotary delegation included Alan Albert, Tom Davis, Walter Head, and Charles Wheeler. A leader in the San Francisco business community, Wheeler also served as chairman of the committee that arranged transportation for delegates at the conference. Rotary's General Secretary Philip Lovejoy and Leland D. Case, the editor of the Rotarian, chronicle the proceedings of the conference for Rotarians around the world. In the UN's first 10 years, the Rotarian featured more than 75 articles about the organization. And a Rotary handbook on the UN, from here on, was revised and reprinted 6 times for a total of 200,000 copies. Among the many Rotarians attending the Charter Conference in other capacities was Carlos P. Romulo, a past vice president of Rotary International. He served as the chief delegate for the government of the Philippines and signed the charter on his country's behalf. Romulo would go on to serve as president of the United Nations General Assembly. Rotary contributed not only to the founding of the UN, but also to its early work and to the creation of several of its specialized agencies. The inspiration for UNESCO, for example, grew out of a 1943 Rotary District Conference in London, attended by education ministers from various countries. But in the decades immediately following its founding, the United Nations became a battleground for opposing political ideologies, and Rotary had no choice but to decrease its involvement. Today, however, the UN is moving forward to realize the ideals of its charter, actively addressing many of the world's problems.
The excitement is back, and somehow the UN is moving, if not to center stage, then into the mainstream again. There's a new sense of purpose in the air and a new energy, and this should not be surprising, since for the first time in our history, we're operating outside a Cold War frame of reference and beyond the polarization that meant paralysis for nearly 45 years.
Through community and international service, Rotary is involved in solutions to many of the same world problems being dealt with today by the UN. Problems like drug abuse, illiteracy and inadequate education, pollution and environmental degradation, as well as sickness and hunger. Increasingly, Rotary International and the UN are finding opportunities to work together for a greater result than either organization could achieve on its own. Nowhere is this more evident than in the area of polio immunization. Thanks in part to collaboration with the World Health Organization and the United Nations Children's Fund, Rotary's Polio Plus program is helping to protect 600 million children in the developing world from the crippling effects of polio.
And I have been in India and Pakistan and El Salvador and Colombia, I can go on, where these immunization programs have been backed by the local Rotarians. The financial support has come from the global effort, but it's been Rotarians on the ground who have mobilized the sound trucks, gotten the radio and local newspapers to disseminate information and to really back the social mobilization.
In recognition of outstanding contributions to the polio eradication effort, the World Health Organization presented its coveted Health for All gold medal to Rotary in 1993. In this instance and others, the United Nations benefits from Rotary's ability to mobilize grassroots support. And, as demonstrated recently by refugee relief efforts in former Yugoslavia, Rotarians gain through expanded opportunities to provide service above self. More importantly, people in need receive help which might otherwise never arrive. It all started 50 years ago, and Rotary was there. As the world marks the United Nations anniversary in 1995, Rotary International will continue to develop this relationship, and through it, seek new opportunities for Rotarians to advance service to mankind wherever it is needed.